Yep, as you've no doubt noticed, Jorginho is now a blue, but the wrong shade of blue. Jorginho has completed his transfer to Chelsea. Hello there guys, it's Stephen here. How are you all doing today? It's the weekend and Chelsea have just signed Jorginho. We looked like we had a free run at him from January onwards, but for somehow, and I can't be arsed going into this, we've missed out on him. City seems to be very sour based on the reports that they've sent out. Some people siding with City, some people siding with the player, and Chelsea. All I know is that he's no longer going to be a Manchester City player, which means it looks like we need some support for Fernandinho. So today I thought I'd take a look at 8 possible options now that Jorginho is wearing the wrong shade of blue. Also, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please do press subscribe down there somewhere. This is the home Manchester City fan channel content, in my personal opinion, though I am a bit biased there. There are some other good channels doing it, but you know, I tried my best for you. But anyway, let's get on to this, because this is going to be a bit of a mammoth epic one, this one, so get a brew and get ready. And first up, it has to be Matteo Kovacic, the 24-year-old Croatian midfielder, currently a World Cup finalist and currently the name that we're linked more to than anyone. He's rumoured to have around a £50-ish million release fee clause from Real Madrid, and he's a player that I would very much be very happy to see in a blue shirt next season. Kovacic, if you don't know, is a very intelligent, very aggressive kind of box-to-box midfielder. It's worth bearing in mind that he's not traditionally a defensive midfielder, but neither was Fernandinho when we signed him initially from Shakhtar. But that doesn't mean he hasn't got the intelligence or the ball technical ability to play there. He's also defensively aggressive. He can dribble very well. He can pass. He's basically a perfect all-round midfielder, but he's got the brain and the youth on his side to develop perfectly into a number 6 if we want him there. I would love to see what Pep could do with a raw talent like him. Do I think it will happen? I don't really know. Who does actually know? But he would be nice to see that, a very viable option. The second option is a new name for most of us, Tanguy Ndombele, a 21-year-old French midfielder, currently plays for Lyon over in France, and he's a very exciting prospect. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know loads about this guy. Of course, I've seen his name about online, we all have, but I haven't watched him many times other than the various YouTube clips that you can find all over the internet. If you just go and search Ndombele in YouTube, you'll find videos about him. But what I know from him, he's a very intelligent player once again. He's played in loads of positions. He's played as a pivot, he's played wide, he's played as a number 8, he's got forward, he's made goals, he's tackled. He seems to be, once again, another perfectly natural footballer. And given his age, he seems to have just adapted to the game so quickly. So many people are so excited about him over in France. So many regular League One watchers are just incredibly excited by this young, almost perfectly formed central midfielder. He's known for having an incredible brain to just adapt to any situation on the pitch. He's known for being very progressive as well in terms of always looking for the forward positive pass, not taking it too simple for the sake of being simple, which is obviously an attribute that Pep Guardiola really likes. Now, there's been no direct links to this player, so personally I'm not expecting this to happen, but he's a player that I know a lot of my followers on Twitter suggested, and a lot of people would be very happy to see in a blue shirt. Fingers crossed there's some movement on that one. Now, this guy needs no introduction. It's Thiago, the 27-year-old Spanish international, the fantastically gifted, very intelligent, very creative, very likeable footballer, Thiago. Now, obviously, he's at Bayern Munich, but last season, he had a very indifferent season. In general, his time at Bayern has been kind of slightly affected by injuries. In general, his whole career has been slightly affected by injuries. No one doubts Thiago's talent. Even Guardiola loves him. We know that he brought him to Bayern from Barcelona. In general, Thiago fits Pep's style of play perfectly. He's just gifted and elegant. I can go this way or that way. He just has that understanding, that brain that gets him one step ahead of most people, just like that. I wouldn't say no, once again, to seeing Thiago play for Manchester City. Is he the kind of number 6 that would maybe thrive in the Premier League? Well, I wouldn't say he's even at best at a number 6 personally. There's question marks over whether he can suit the physicality there. You've got to bear in mind that Fernandinho brings a lot to the defensive role in terms of winning headers in their own yard. I'm not convinced personally that Thiago would be the best bet at that. Having said that, I'm very convinced he'd do a very good job in on midfield overall, and maybe against lesser teams where there's less of a physical threat and we have more of the ball, he'd be fine there. But I personally can't see this happening for some reason. I can see him just ending up at Bayern for another season. Barcelona, rumoured apparently is looking bringing back again. Maybe that won't happen. Maybe it's just paper talk. But Thiago is a player, once again, that most of us would see as a very good alternative for Fernandinho. And this is the option that to me seems most likely at the moment. There's some rumours today that after the Jorginho thing, City has started briefing the press saying that they might just be happy just to move on and have Mahrez as their own signing. This option is just using our squad depth. Now, it looks likely that maybe we'll see this happen. Maybe we'll see Gundogan. He did pretty well in in a number 6 role last season, play more games there to rest Fernandinho, and maybe we'll see more responsibility on Foden as a number 8 there. Or maybe we'll see Bernardo Silva moving to 8 if Gundogan drops further back, or Mahrez can play more central. Who knows? But the idea is that basically we'll see maybe Delph be used as a holding midfielder. Maybe as well we could see Zinchenko be tried there if he doesn't go to Wolves or Fulham. It looks likely, but given the fact that we've missed out on Jorginho, Pep might decide that he needs that squad depth, and having Zinchenko as a backup left back in case Delph has to go in midfield, maybe he thinks that might be something to consider there. There's also the idea that youth could be used. Now Claudio Gomez, a 17-year-old French midfielder that we signed from PSG, is just about to join. To me it seems like the man has barely been involved in the first team for PSG. I don't think he's even made an appearance yet. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, all I know is he's at the very start of his career. Him to be a viable alternative given his youthful age, given the fact that he's got no real experience at a senior level, it seems a little bit like a reach to me. It seems very, very optimistic. And then looking at in general, the youth players that could fill that position, Davenport's been sold now, and Matt Smith's gone on loan. Deli Bashiru is more of an 8. He's not really got the kind of the calmness, I would say, or subtlety to play as a number 6 for Guardiola. I like Tom Deli Bashiru, but he's definitely not a number 6. And then Capozo is a good little player. Maybe he could play a game there, but I can't really see him being relied on there. So options wise, it looks like maybe we'll just move players around. Gundogan will play deeper, Foden get more responsibility, or maybe Mahrez or Bernardo Silva move centrally, obviously to play as number 8 if Gundogan goes as number 6. But Fernandinho is 33 years old now. David Silva is 33. Kevin De Bruyne has had no rest. Most of our squad won't have had any rest post World Cup. So I'm a little bit edgy about that. I don't like it because I think we do need the numbers in there, and unless we're going to give more game time to Foden, or maybe more game time for Brahim in a number 8 kind of role, something like that, so Gundogan can be seen as a number 6 and that's it, I get a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie, but it is an option, something that we might actually have to face this season. Another player we've been linked to is Pjanic from Juventus, obviously a very gifted player, a very intelligent player, the heart of most of Juventus' teams, and in general, the kind of guy you could do a very Pirlo-esque kind of role for Manchester City, but there are some downsides. I reckon we're talking upwards of an £80 million fee maybe, and given the fact that we once spunk 60 million on Jorginho, I don't see why we'd pay this for him, and given the fact that he's like 28 as well at the moment, it just doesn't add up for me. I also suspect that he'll want to play alongside Ronaldo. Who wouldn't? Though there could be saying that the Ronaldo thing maybe means they need some funds there. Pjanic is one of the most saleable assets there, and I don't doubt that he'd want to play for Guardiola, but at the same time I suspect he would just see out and stay at Juventus. He definitely has the ability on the ball, more of a deep line playmaker, more of a regista kind of player. Pjanic is a fantastic footballer, as we all know. Anyone who's watched Juventus could tell you that. Very gifted, incredible vision, great assist, great pass, and the intelligence defensively to maybe very useful to Manchester City. But personally, I just can't see this happening. But do you want Pjanic? Let me know below. Bit of a wild card this one. Mario Lemina, a 23-year-old Gabon international, previously based in France, previously based at Juventus as well. He had a good season for Southampton last year. He's one to me that I can't really see happening, but his name's been linked, so I thought I'd talk about him on this one. He's only 23 years old still, and obviously he's known as a very tenacious, hard-working, determined box-to-box midfielder. Now, not necessarily a central midfielder or a number 6, but he'd be one of those players that would come in to add numbers to that area, which might see someone else kind of drop to a number 6, like Gundogan, if he came in. Now, he's obviously a very versatile player as well. Throughout his career, he's played at right back and right wing back sometimes, even in a back three under Bielsa, obviously one of Pep's idols in terms of the coaching world. So that was a man who trusted him defensively, and Pep might like that versatility. Having said that, I can't really see us going for him. I see that as just a name that was leaked just to put pressure on Napoli at the time as we were linked to Jorginho. And for me, I don't think he quite has the intelligence or the technical soundness to work under Guardiola to this level. But he's a good little player, but for me, it seems a little bit of a stretch. Now, Julian Weigl, the 22-year-old, almost Busquets-like kind of midfielder, he's been a name that's linked to Guardiola's kind of teams for a long time now. And it's no surprise. He just seems on paper almost the perfect Guardiola kind of player, but the links have been very, very quiet. He's only 22 still, had an indifferent year last year, if we're being totally honest, but to me, he reminds me a lot of John Stones, if John Stones was a defensive midfielder, in terms of the obvious talent, the obvious raw talent, but needs someone there who can get inside his head and actually hone it. And who would be better to do that other than Pep Guardiola? Obviously, he's known for his Busquets style of play in terms of he's tall and lean, has the similar stature to Busquets, but he also has that passing ability and that positional awareness and that ability to be in the right moment at the right time. He's a very good player, one that most of us would be happy to see in a City shirt, but personally, I just don't think it will happen. And finally, the dream wildcard, Kante, Chelsea's Kante, 27-year-old French international, a simply fantastic player, but one I just cannot see this happening. signing. I put this on the list because most people requested it on Twitter, but he's an unrealistic target for me. After signing Jorginho, why would he sell Kante then to us? That you're talking 100 million plus surely. There are rumours as well that Barcelona want him, but obviously he's a very likeable player, a world-class holding midfielder, tenacious, effervescent Duracell bunny of a midfielder, never stops running, and he'd be fantastic in this team alongside all the world-class players that we had. But I'm just not convinced even then that Guardiola would want that kind of player. Even though he can't pass the ball, he's technically sound. I think he wants more of a Busquets kind of player potentially. Maybe not, maybe I'm wrong there, but for me, it's not going to happen because the money, it's unrealistic, and if he goes anywhere, it'd be abroad. Anyway, guys, that's all the options I've run through. There are obviously countless more names that could be more viable here, but I could be here all day. Let me know what your choice is, if it's another player, if it's any of these 8 options. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will see you next time.